Yep. It's a beautiful 5:50 in the morning. So here's the deal. You're coming along with me while I go to Missouri GameCon too. So we're going to have a damn good time. And I know my camera's not the best, but it's the best I've got. I'm not going to use up my battery on my phone unless I'm going to use the YouTubes. On the YouTubes. But now it's time to run to the bank and then make the mad dash to St. Charles. Here we go. We're here. They're not showing our ad. Come on, buddy. Oh, Alan Jackson's gonna be here? That's pretty cool. Come on. Do some coke. not showing our ad, which kind of sucks. You probably zoomed on me right now. There we go, much better. This is the family arena in St. Charles, where nobody is here. The best part about getting here early, I got my little red... Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. I got front row seats. I get to park in Rockstar parking. Let's go help out.
So yeah, I show up and come to find out that I parked on the wrong side of the building. So after a nice little walk, I got to the other side and found where I needed to go, to the back entrance. And let me say, I was quite surprised to actually see how big this place was.
Well, it's the big day. ZeroGameCon 2, here we go. You gotta see how big this place is. This place is ridiculous. Like, holy hell. Some of the guys have been here since 5 a.m. They set the tables up, got the chairs ready. We have vendors starting to show up. This is gonna get big. Oh.
So yeah, the place is actually quite surprisingly large inside. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever been to the St. Charles Family Arena. So, given that I got there, they had most of the tables starting to get put up, and I helped out with some of the chairs. Given with my gallbladder situation, I wasn't really supposed to do any heavy lifting, and some of the guys were like, no heavy lifting. Don't do anything. So, luckily enough, my good man Jason decided to set me up over at the front and say, hey, could you be nice and help me out with some registration? So when our guests and our vendors would show up, could you do that for us? And I had no problem at all.
No, actually, I'm doing registration now. So if you come to Missouri Game Con, you're gonna see me doing registration. So right when you walk in, right over there, you're gonna see me. Hope to see you here, guys.
So yeah, got set up at registration, and I got to meet most of our vendors that were coming in, and even our guests, and it was actually quite nice. And there were times I went outside, and really, it was pretty funny. The moment Reggie and John Riggs showed up, I was great. I was like, hey, finally, I get to meet these guys. Well, come to my surprise, I even said it to John and Reggie. Given that I'm only like 5'7", these guys tower over me. These guys are taller than hell. But let me tell you, these two are so down to earth. They're super nice. Especially, we were all excited. We were ready to see Missouri Game Convention 2 happen. So I let them in, and we went over to the registration table and got them set up. A little bit later, what was funny is Korry and Try from My Life in Gaming showed up, and the Kelsey as well. And it's nice to finally see people in person. You know, you're always watching them through YouTube, and you don't get an idea how they are really in person. And it was really funny. Kelsey's real small, and I don't mean to be mean on that. She's really sweet. But Korry and Try, they were there too, and they came up to my table, and I was like, "Oh, Korry, Try, and Kelsey, how you doing today?" And shook their hands and asked them how they were doing and how they were enjoying St. Louis. Now, mind you, I didn't say who I was at first, and I think what was really funny is they were like, yeah, having a good time, and it's like, well, let me introduce myself. I'm Zachary Maynard. You can call me Mr. Maynard. And no sooner I say that, both Korry and Trey were like, so you're Maynard. It was really one of those moments going, we were all laughing about it. And Kelsey's there going, huh? And come to realize that she overheard us really, I was one of the few that actually explained that we had this convention going on, and we would love to see them come to St. Louis if there was a second one. Which, sure enough, here we are at the second one. So we got things set up, and I got them in. I went ahead and started walking around a little bit at some of the vendors, and actually really walking around to make sure anybody else needed some help. At that time, it had already been probably about 11:30. We had our rush of VIPs come in, and we were getting them through. Which, at the start, we had 25 people who were in VIP. They all came in. Everybody looked like they were ready to have a good time. And I went ahead and went outside for a second. So I needed to take a break, and I had another video I put up on YouTube. So here's that clip real quick. It's not much, but I might as well add it to this little collaboration. Hi, everybody. Things are going well here at Missouri GameCon 2. I'm a little exhausted. I have not bought one thing. Not one thing. I've actually made some sales. I took a whole bunch of stuff with me and made some sales. But I haven't bought one thing. I might find something here in a little bit is my guess. I probably won't spend too much. But either way, I'm having a blast. You know, meeting our guests, seeing the whole crew for St. Louis Retro Gamers. Nothing wrong with that. And the best part? All access. I love it. I gotta thank my friends at St. Louis Retro Gamers to help me out. Rich, Chad, Charlie, Chuck, all you guys. PJ, Kurt. We did a damn good job this year, guys. Proud of all of us. This is how we bring a community together, and I hope we keep doing this every year. All right, guys. I'm gonna finish up my little vape break, and then I'm actually gonna go in, and I'm gonna probably look around a little bit. I've had people give me weird looks with my hat, but then start laughing real hard because we're gonna build a wall around Zebus. We're gonna make them pay for it. So until then, I'll keep you guys up to date. Later. So after that nice little video there, especially the hat. No, seriously, I had at least 2-3 people give me some at first dirty looks. And I was a little concerned of wearing a hat like this, but if you didn't see it, it says "Make Metroid Great Again." And I've worn the hat before, especially in the 3 rare things that I did with that Metal Jesus did. No sooner I put that up, Jason Metal Jesus actually popped in on my YouTube and said that he wanted the hat, and also Riggs did too. And it was very funny. So yeah, with people who were giving me weird looks wearing that hat, They were concerned at first, but when they got closer and looked at it, most people just laughed their asses off. And I would go around, I would say that we build a wall around Zabas and we make them pay for it. And it was the cream of the crop. So the cream of the crop. So I started walking around, and no sooner that I went back inside, I did start buying some things. I got a couple of good deals. I'm actually holding off until the end. I'll have a whole video here of my pickups from Missouri Game Convention 2017. And so I started walking around, and mainly, I think, what was one of the big things that happened? I walked over, and I saw Chad was talking to Terry Bidode, and I hope I pronounced his last name correctly. I'm just going to reference him as Terry. Terry is actually the finder and owner of the it's the Nintendo PlayStation, the Super Nintendo PlayStation. And I'm sitting there, and I walk up, and Chad turns around and goes, "Oh, hey, let me introduce you, Terry. Let me introduce you to Mr. Maynard. This is Zachary Maynard. He's one of our members in St. Louis Retro Gamers, and he's actually one of our really big contributors. He literally drives from Belleville." He was explaining how far I was, and we started talking, and especially doing things where we were just talking about, it's crazy to see this device. I mean, we couldn't believe that it was here, and we were talking a little bit with that, and talking how things have been in St. Louis with his visit. And find out that he's, if I remember correctly, he's from Philadelphia. And no sooner that we were talking about Philadelphia, we went back to the Sony, the Super Nintendo PlayStation, and it's crazy to think about that. I mean, Super Nintendo PlayStation. Some people mistaking it as the Sony Nintendo PlayStation or whatever, but seriously, either way, it was incredible to see. We were talking about it, and no sooner we talked about it again, Terry's like, hang on a second. He literally reaches over, unplugs the device, and puts it in my hands. And I'm sitting there with one of the most prized pieces of gaming history of the 90s. The device that literally started the PlayStation. I'm sitting here with it, and I'm like literally in shock that he just handed it over. He goes, here, dude, hold it. And it's, I've got a photo here. I'm going to put the photo up right here. And I'm not lying with my reaction right here. I'm like in shock. Now, mind you, I put a post up about this on Facebook and on Twitter. It's like I had both. It felt like having both the gallbladder and a heart attack, or the gallbladder attack and a heart attack at the same time. And I'm sitting there holding this thing like, oh my God, I'm holding the actual Super Nintendo PlayStation. And I know some people are like, it's just a piece of plastic. No, it's actually fully working. And really, I don't want to be mean here too, but it's like, heaven forbid if anything were to happen that he would auction this off. Really, I think this piece of history, this device should be in a museum. In the famous words of Indiana Jones, that belongs in a museum. So it was really funny to see that. And what's really funny here too is like I've still got the photo up here, and Terry's like, get a picture with it. I'm like, hang on a minute, Terry. Why don't you come over here and get in the picture with it as well? You're the finder. You're part of this history. And he's like, wow, usually people don't want a photo with me. And I don't know if he was joking or not, but either way, I said, get in here. And Chad took the photo for me. Overall, Terry was a very nice gentleman to talk to. He seems to be one of those hardworking people, kind of like me, where he just struck gold. He found this in an auction, in a building auction that he purchased. I think he was working for the building, if I remember correctly. I don't know the whole story on that part. I can't remember it really, but mind you, I'm doing this recording and such just on the go. But it's just amazing that he found this, and especially he entrusted Ben Heck from YouTube to actually take this device apart and restore it as much as he could to get it working, especially getting the CD-ROM to recognize things, getting the device to work at first, and then getting the CD-ROM to recognize discs, which is incredible. So really, I asked him a little bit. I asked him about basically what's the plans now, and he did tell me a couple things. One thing in particular is that he is talking with Ben Heck again, but he's under wraps, so he can't say anything of what's going on. But he says there's going to be some more stuff coming down the road that Ben has been working with it. And he had it on. The device was on. He had a whole bunch of Super Famicom cartridges that people have like donated to help him out. And it was he had it on. People were playing it, and not only did he have the console, he had one of the controllers with it too. And the controller literally says Super Nintendo PlayStation, if I remember, on it, which I still can't believe he just put this thing in my hands. It just blows my mind. I think the favorite thing throughout the day after talking with Terry was later that day when Casson was there, he got to ask him a good question, and I figure I'd add it in here with it. He actually asked him, how do you feel now having this piece of history, this device, and especially being all around the world with it? Because he had articles on his table showing from Japan, Germany, I mean everywhere in the whole world of seeing this device. And his response just... It's again down to earth. I just want to go back to normality. I'm sorry, Terry. I would agree with you. I would be so stressed holding on to that device, especially how much you have to do with security and such with it. But it was a great moment to actually see this device right here. And overall, this was really a big kicker for me to see it. I've always seen it in magazines, and being talked about in gaming media and such. And here it is. It's actually here. It's actually working. And the person who owns it wants to share it. He wants to share it with everyone in the gaming community. He's embraced it, and him and his son have embraced it completely, letting people know, this thing's out here, and this was a potential. This, if you think of it, it could have been an alternate timeline where this could have happened, and the Sony PlayStation may have never been made, and Nintendo and Sony would have been working together. So, but overall, that experience was probably one of my favorite top 5 happenings on day one, and throughout the whole con, really, of Missouri Game Convention 2017. So after that, I started continuing walking around, and I had some plans of finding some things that I really wanted to get. By about 1 o'clock, Swope showed up, our good friend Kenzencrese. Swope's a really good friend of mine that I've known since high school. And we started walking around, and Reggie was about to have his panel at 1 o'clock. So we went upstairs, and we've already looked around a little bit. And we went ahead and took a minute, and I got my camcorder out and started making some more footage. This is actually, if I remember correctly, this is one of the last pieces of video that I have until we did the roundabout with starting a tradition. But here's a video that I have here of me and Swope talking about the con here. So hang tight. Here we go.
Here we are. This is Missouri GameCon 2. Just started about 12, what is it, 12:30, 12:45? Huh? Time is it? 12:30, 12:45?
12:36.
12:36. 30 minutes we've been open already. VIPs have been in since 11 o'clock. And at the start we had over 200 people waiting outside. This whole area is pretty much, the whole floor is taken over. And we're sitting up here in the VIP because we have panels happening here a little bit. So yours truly is helping hosting. So we'll see how this goes. Hello, Swope. Swope was nice enough to help out, so we got him a badge in. And from there, we'll see how it goes. But already met a lot of our guests who are all very kind. It's a little awkward at first. I mean, really, I didn't know John Riggs was that tall.
I did.
I did not.
When we met Kelsey.
Kelsey's tiny.
Yeah, she's our height.
Yeah.
And when I realized, remember, he'd been like this on
I
the
didn't.
video.
I never caught that on.
Like,
It just sure enough.
Tall people. Oh.
Sure enough, seeing Riggs. Holy crap! But
cosplay guys
they were,
there, right?
they were. Yeah, that's one of our cosplay people right down there. But yeah, really down to earth dudes. Brody's here, who, funny enough, Brody actually just friended me on Facebook.
Oh, snap.
And Korry did too, from My Life in Gaming.
Snap.
Introduced Korry and Triad to Swope here. And other than that, I haven't bought anything yet.
Oh, yeah.
That's the big shocker. I haven't bought anything yet. But I know for sure after the first couple panels, I'll go find something. But Swope did. Swope, you want to show what you got, man?
Yeah, I put the posters away because they're special.
Yeah, but he got some DuckTales. Oh, I didn't get that in the shot.
Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to cover the price tag just because.
DuckTales.
I want people to be like, you paid too much. I'm like, no.
I don't know, you paid whatever. That I'm a little bit jealous about. And then what do we have here?
Signed by the Riggs.
You mean Reggie?
Yeah.
Reggie and Riggs?
I think.
It's Reggie.
Oh, just Reggie.
Just Reggie.
I thought
okay.
they both did it.
That's
My
okay.
bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Also saw Adams here, Adam Koralik, and also met Terry, who's the owner of the Sony Super Nintendo PlayStation. Sure enough, first person I saw come over and shake his hand, and he just picks up the machine and puts it in my hand.
Somebody's gonna die of dysentery tonight.
You gotta be shitting me. But either way, having a hell of a time. And this is only day one within the first 30 minutes. But I've been here since like 6 o'clock. So I'm a little tired. So hopefully I'm going to chill up here for a little bit, help out in the panels. That'll let me cool off. And then from there, we'll do some more recording. Till then, guys, hang tight.
Wow.
Yeah, so right after we finished that clip, we sat down and Reggie had his panel, which was great. And talking with him later, actually today, was day 2, he was actually surprised to see so many people actually came up and came up to the panel, and there were a lot of good questions. People were asking him, what does he like to play and such, just to hear from him. And I know for sure he's a big PlayStation fan, especially not only PlayStation fan, but also bootlegs, like funny bootlegs. And we got to hear how he got his own game. Where I don't know the whole story. You can actually go to Radical Reggie's site or his YouTube, and you can actually find out what game it was. But he had it custom made. It was a game that never released here in America, but it plays like a Mario Brothers and a Mega Man, if I remember correctly. I haven't been able to play it, but I'll have to see it from Swope there. But I had actually a very good question, and he's kind of opening up a little bit about his personal life. And I know for sure with his recent video, he was talking about his military background. So I asked him, I said, I saw your new video, and I see you served for our armed forces, and thank you for your time. But how do you, I didn't get the whole question out and say, so how did that go for you? And what I was trying to ask him was, what did you do to pass the time if you were ever on a tour? And sure enough, he opened up. I was really surprised to hear that he was in Korea for 4 years, and it was between 2000 to 2004. So he was there during 9/11, which is a very serious moment if you think about it, especially being in South Korea. If you think about it, even now, what's going on, if you haven't been watching the news. But he was pretty cool about it, and he explained that, and he had a good time. And how he passed the time was I did get my answer, and he would go to the electronic stores that were over there. If I remember, it's not like one electronic store or something. There was they kind of have like an electronic market, and you can find almost anything you need there, especially sadly bootlegs. But it was a good way to pass time. And either way, Reggie was really cool to talk to, and especially after his panel, he was actually pretty excited. He goes, "Wow, so many people showed up," and that's what he was telling me today. But I hear, if you see here, I've already put some photos up of him in his panel, and then there was a photo here because if you didn't see in the video that was just about a couple minutes ago, when I was talking with Swope did bring his Mega Man helmet and his Mega Buster, and I brought it up and said, you want to get a picture of this, man. You want to hold this, because he knew for sure he couldn't wear it, but he did hold it, and there's a picture here that it's me and him while he's holding it, and I thought it was really cool for him to see that. I don't even know if he's ever seen one of these, but yeah, after the panel, we went ahead and went downstairs, and I actually started to make some purchases finally. And sure enough, we started walking around, and this is actually, these clips here are our last clips that I have on my video camera. Because here's the thing, you get so wound up in these conventions, and you forget things. And sure enough, I'm like, oh shit, I'm not recording anything. Oh well. So the only other way I can do this is actually not showing you, but telling you how everything went. So I'm sorry if this is mostly a lot of black screen, but hey, at least you're hearing from me. And so we wanted to start a tradition, and pretty much here in the little group that I'm in with St. Louis Retro Gamers, every meetup that we have, I usually show up with ski. So if you don't know what ski is, if you don't live in my area, ski is a soda that's come from the Clinton County in Illinois, and it's very popular in that area. It's a southern Illinois thing. It's like a Mountain Dew with, instead of lemon and lime, it's lemon and orange. And what's nice about it is that it's really good. I like it. It'll pep you up. It's got a decent amount of caffeine, which I got about 3 of those out of that case. But what we did is we went around and visited our guests, and we're going to kind of make it a tradition now where any of our guests who show up, they get a ski. They get a free can of ski from us. And here, we got some clips here. So here's some clips of me and Swope walking around, giving our guests some ski.
Hey, Swope, what you got there, buddy? It's time to give away the legendary ski to our good guests.
I'll carry it.
I got it.
Okay.
Actually, you want to carry it? Okay. You have the legendary ski. You're the holder of ski. Let's go see our guests. It's kind of a St. Louis tradition now that all of our guests get a can of ski. So let's go give our guests some skis.
He ran away.
We got to give one to Billy. Billy, we have something for you as a guest.
Don't drink it now. It's a little hot.
This is a great soda from our side of the river called Ski.
Okay.
It's like Mountain Dew, but it's like lemon and orange.
Okay.
So it's bottled over Excel Brewery, and it's very exclusive in this area. It's warm, so don't drink it now.
We'll put it in the fridge for you.
I was gonna say I gave one to Terry and I gave one to Adam, and they're chilling theirs tonight. But try it out.
Yeah, I love weird drinks. We'll try it.
Yeah, give it a shot, dude.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Riggs and Reggie. Gentlemen, we have a tradition here we do in St. Louis now.
All right.
You get the legendary ski. It's
so
warm
don't
now.
Oh,
It's warm.
when you said warm, I thought you were talking room temperature. I didn't know you actually meant literally warm.
Oh, it's warm. So
This is now like hot lemonade, man. This is like.
it's lemon and orange. So
Do
it's
you want
like
us to drink this in front of the?
no, you don't have to drink it. We want you to save it so when you get back to your hotel,
Okay.
chill it and then try
Hey,
it.
how
Let
you
us
feeling,
know.
buddy?
Good.
Okay.
I'll be around, dude.
So
I was gonna do it too, man. I was gonna
no, save it,
It'll burn a little bit.
dude.
Rick's challenge.
Riggs challenge. What are you doing, buddy?
Hey, if he's gonna do one, I'll drink one.
Yeah, see, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, Reggie.
Forget it. Give me one.
We're making a new tradition now.
Drink some ski. All right.
Drink some warm ski.
Warm ski.
Warm ski.
It's better when it's cold, gentlemen. Some Missouri GameCon too.
Warm
Hey.
ski.
Yes,
Good
delicious.
Lord. Wow, that tastes like battery acid. All right.
It's got a
warm.
bit of a punch.
No, I like it though. I bet it's better when it's colder.
It's got a twang
Yes,
to
it's better when it's colder.
I bet
twang.
it's better if I just leave it on a table and let it chill to room temperature first.
Yeah.
Then it might be all right. No, this is. I'm down for this. This is all
I
right.
can see the potential in it, though. I got a little twang.
You,
to
you
it.
see the potential in it.
It's got a little twang in it.
It's not your child.
Well, it's almost like Anaconda malt liquor.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
So.
Fountain ski.
I'll tell you this. This actually mixes quite well with some vodka.
All right.
There you go.
That's
There you go.
Not a bad idea. I'm cool with this. All right, I'm gonna. There's one
Somebody
guy.
who's looking for me later.
Yeah, there's one guy who's just like, man, I got all these ideas. I gotta pass by him. And he came with me twice. I was like, as soon as I see him, I will let you know.
All right, so you got to carry.
Yep, you did carry.
Gentlemen,
Thanks
enjoy
for
it.
answering the questions. I think everybody got scared.
It's no problem, dude. It's no problem, dude.
I
So
was like, my throat was getting sore. I was like, oh man, I can't keep talking. Somebody asked a question.
I tried to finish where it was like one last question. Try to give everybody a hint, but hey, you know what?
Hey, it's Jerry.
You started.
I
You
didn't
started
expect, I
it.
thought there was going to be 2 people in there.
Oh no, you'd be surprised. You'd
yeah.
be surprised.
Happy.
So. All right, we gotta go give out more of the ski, whatever's left.
All right.
Real
So-
quick, buddy. Before I forget to tell you, some good dungeon crawler Vita games are going to Breaker Series 1, 2, and 3.
I saw that, man. Somebody
So
posted
good.
it in the forum, and I kind of glanced at it, but I didn't really pay attention
They're
to
on
it. So
PS3 and PS4 as well.
really?
Yeah.
I might look at it. The only dungeon crawler I have right now is Stranger Sword City. Silent Hill Memories. I like that game. A Book of Memories, and
That's for 20.
something else I can't think of right
Yeah,
now.
why not? Maybe after 20 until 6.
Really?
Quite amazing how much people we have here.
That place on the market.
Yeah.
There's no different
There's no 3 because it has a special chip in there.
Yeah,
really
it's
fun.
the ET round.
Really different style each game.
It's the same reason why a lot of Castlevania 3s won't work.
I'm gonna go inside of my teacher real quick.
Well, we gotta get more the ski out.
All right, I got
We'll
it.
listen to your teacher.
He's right over there.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Enjoy the ski.
so we started walking around to find Kelsey, and we actually ran into DJ Killzone Jones, who funny enough, I do remember him from last year at our first convention. And we actually have a nice little lengthy clip here, which he saw we were carrying the ski. He's actually from Illinois as well, and he wanted to give us some advice. This is kind of a really funny clip, and you know, I don't mind talking to people at all, and he seemed pretty dope to me. And here, just watch the clip for a second.
Where we going?
We're gonna go see Kelsey. She's right over here.
Okay. I got a little soda left to drink.
I've already here. I'll take that.
I got it. You got the camera.
I got it. Dun-it. Dun-it.
Make me feel like I'm creeping.
Dun-it. 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 Dun-it.
It's hard to find a channel, you know, that
Dun, dun, dun. I just need to like randomly be somewhere, just like poke my head out behind the corner.
Legendary ski.
Mostly writing, but I think he does some videos.
Now that I open this, I can't stop.
So, and he's like
And how many are left?
I don't know.
Perfect. 2. Corey and Try.
that's a good, I mean, so far, most of them have been back. So
Trade
that's
you.
a very, like, good thing to try to do. Make something good. So maybe this is, you know, we're like
I brought it here.
Brought it from where? Where do you brought it?
I brought it all the way from Illinois.
Because I cannot find none over this way.
Usually you get lucky if you find like a Deerbergs or something. Deerbergs and Schnucks usually tries to carry it.
Yeah, Excel. Yeah, they don't really carry the Excel sodas like that. But thanks, fellas.
I don't mind, no problem,
Nice
man.
hat, by the way.
I know, you know what? I got some bad looks with this hat at first, but then when people start reading it, they start laughing their asses off.
You getting speaking of which, are you getting y'all getting I think the new Metroid is coming out?
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a new 3DS just for that.
Hell yeah. Hey, tell you what, before you go, give me my card. I'm on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Catch me
Sir?
online, man.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, cool. Oh.
Nice magic trick.
Yeah.
All right, man, we'll catch you later.
Yeah, because I have a YouTube channel. I do streams, I do interviews, podcasts, vlogs, all of that. So you can get. You got me. Are you rolling?
I'm rolling, man.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
you can
rolling.
catch me. DJ Killzone Jones at DJ Killzone Jones. Everything. I just came to support the con. Shout out to Rich and all the guys at the video game show MoGameCon.
Heck yeah.
So I really just came. I came to support. I did VIP. So. There you go.
Got your VIP. There you go.
So, way to go. Wait a minute, so how you guys be mini bosses?
I was here at 5 o'clock in the morning helping set up.
You guys are working it. Okay,
Yeah, we're
so
working to get ready.
Okay, cool.
All right, man, we got to go give up the rest of the ski. We're giving it to the guests that have never had it. The only person who has had it here is Adam. We gave one to him last year.
They had, I don't know if you guys over here much, shout out to the Gramophone. They have ski and XL sodas. Dogs and Fries and Florissant has ski and XL sodas. There's only a few places that have it on tap, so you can get as much as you want. They have all of them. Not just they have the grapefruit soda. They got the root beer. Was it Rally Cola? They got all of that. So shout out to those places. And if you're at the con and you need somewhere to eat, if you're going back towards downtown, Soulard, East St. Louis area, Illinois area, you're gonna take 70 to 170. You're gonna get off at 40. You're gonna go down 40, get off at Kings Highway, make a left on Manchester. There you go. Dogs and Fries is a little bit tricky. You're gonna go from 70 to 270. You're gonna get off at McDonald Boulevard. Just take that all the way around and turn on. I think it's Charbonnaire.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Just Google it. But I'm just giving you guys. I'm giving you guys, if you're watching this, if you're riding in your car, you're watching this on YouTube, you're hungry, go to those two places there, and they have ski. So if you have not had ski, you're doing.
You gotta have it.
Yep.
You gotta have
out,
ski.
guys.
All right, man.
Nice meeting you.
Hey, nice to meet you too, man. I almost got Kelsey, but she ran away.
No, let me rephrase this. He has to go stalk some more. I'm sorry.
That's what you're doing. Dun it. Dun it. Dun it. Dun it. Dun it. Dun it.
Oh.
Tradition. So you get a ski.
What is
This is a soda that's actually from Illinois.
Okay.
So usually it's kind of a tradition now. Most of the events for the local groups, I bring ski and give it to everybody. So this year it's basically I'm giving all my guests.
Ah,
ski.
okay. So it's like just a citrusy.
It's like a
soda.
Mountain Dew, but it's with lemon and orange. So what I would advise, don't do what John and Riggs just did. Just cracked it open while it was hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So,
try to find some ice.
I would wait until you chill it and try it.
Okay.
Let me know.
Thank you. Yeah.
You got my card, don't
Maybe
you?
I do.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
ski will be my new favorite.
You never know.
drink.
You never know. Thanks.
Thanks.
See ya. All right, we gotta go find.
So out of nowhere, after giving Kelsey her ski, which I don't know if she looked thrilled, but I've been told that everybody who got a ski really enjoyed it. And I didn't have a clip, but I gave one to Adam and to Terry, which Adam actually got one last year from Caston from ZeroShift. And when I showed up and gave him one, he goes, "Oh, dude, this is one of the things I actually have been looking forward to." And he's from Chicago, and they don't even have it up there. He goes, "Hey, can you get one to Terry?" I said, "Definitely, dude." So I gave Terry one and set it next to him. And Adam's like, "Dude, this is a really good soda. Set it aside, take it back to the hotel and chill it. We'll have it tomorrow morning." He goes, "It's got a lot of caffeine in it. It'll wake you up, but it's really good." So after we gave Kelsey her soda, out of nowhere, my good man Tony Brasel the gamer, a really good friend of mine from St. Louis Retro Gamers and a really good YouTube friend, popped out of nowhere, and we caught up with him to see how things were going. So here's more of that clip.
Korry and Try, where are they? Oh, this motherfucker right here. What's going on, bro? Dude, you missed a really good panel with Reggie.
Oh yeah.
It was really good. So, I've been here since 5 o'clock.
Oh dang. So you're
And
tired.
I'm still awake. I'm wide awake. Now, mind you, I'm only on 4 hours of sleep after working till like 11 o'clock last night, and then getting home and not going to bed until 1.
Yeah.
And then
I got
up. No, but we had everything mostly set up by 9.
Dang, I got the controller here.
10 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, all the VIPs were coming in. Oh, he wants that controller so bad.
You need to go beat him up.
It would have been awesome whenever PSO was still online.
You can still do it.
Well, it kind of is.
Shathak.
Oh, it is kind of.
Shathak server. Now, but about 11 o'clock, the VIPs and people were starting to roll in.
Yeah.
And then by quarter till noon, I walked outside. There were 200 people waiting.
Oh dang.
I went out there and start pumping them up. So
So last night we were game hunting. We went over to Game Trader 2, and then got a hold of Briggs, and he was like, "Yeah, come pick us up. Go to Game Trader. We'll go to Trading Games. Maybe go downtown or something." So I go pick them up from the hotel, and then we start heading down to Trading Games, and we hit traffic from an accident, and we were in the car for like an hour.
Oh my God!
And it was like,
You gotta be kidding me.
It was fine. It wasn't too bad, but it was like it kind of got to the point where it's just like, so you guys like video games?
So, you guys like talking English too?
Hey,
So guys, you having a good time in St. Louis?
yeah.
I'm thinking the whole time, I was like, I drove up from the Boot Hill, and I've spent less time driving here than in this traffic jam.
Yeah.
Oh Lord! Oh,
So that was
Lord.
a fun
It
one.
was hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, 3 miles. Oh, 2.9. An hour later, make 2.6.
We're making progress.
I think it was funny. I was sitting here. I was doing registration from like 10 to noon, getting everybody in. Corey, Try, and who is it? It's Kinsey, right? Kelsey came up. I was like, hey guys, shook their hands. I was like, Corey, Try, Kelsey, nice to see you. I said, I'm Maynard, and both Corey and Try are like, dude, so you're Maynard. Because I talk to him all the time.
Oh, that's nice.
And Corey was like, dude, how's your gallbladder and all that? And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Not yet. Not until Thursday. Thursday is my due day. That's my due day to get a barn.
Dude, when I got mine done, I get the ultrasound to be checked. And it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I've had no coffee. I'm pissed off. I'm sick. I look over at the technician, whatever the hell you call it. I said, so, what sex is the baby? She gave me the dirtiest day look I've ever seen.
Oh.
I'm like, man, I'm the one whose guts are going, screw you, I quit. You tell a doctor, my diet plan is to lose weight one organ at a time, they get mad too.
Oh, Lord.
But man, I hope it goes well for you.
All right, well, we got to go find Corey and Try. They got our last 2 cans
Before I drink them.
before Swap drinks them.
Yeah, exactly.
So when do you want to go up to Grumpy Bob's again when they're open?
Well, you have to tell me you're the one getting cut up.
No, that's my fault. I was in an alpha test.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, there's a ship nearby. I gotta kill it.
Yeah,
I ended up getting that HD, that Hyperkin HD NES.
Is it okay?
It's all right. They were playing it this morning.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
It's weird though, like games you would think would work fine, like Super Mario 3, it's, a benchmark. Colors are off, and sound's off on everything. It doesn't run right. Castlevania 3 runs just about flawlessly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So some games run really good, some don't.
But, I mean, the graphics, it does look good. Though.
Yeah, it looks great on the TV. Except for washed out and wonky colors.
Oh, well.
And sometimes it's good, and then on the same level, it'll get better.
Yep. All right, well, you guys go find the people that are way bigger than me. So.
We'll catch up later and have a
You
beer.
find someone who's bigger than me? Doesn't matter.
Catch you guys later. Where were they?
I gotta use it. Gotta drop that off. And I'll get the cans.
Aw. Where are they? Gotta be somewhere around here.
Hey, you should get Daryl Dark Souls.
Dank Souls? Dank Souls.
Oh, I thought you meant the cans.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I just saw PS2 games. I can look for them.
Games. Oh, that's a game.
You cannot doubt me.
That's a video game. Oh. Never mind. Huh?
Can you go back for it? I
Eh,
don't know if that's the plus one because the price tag's going up. If it is, that's a steal.
true, because it goes for like $90, doesn't
No,
it?
more. 150 to 200 the last time I checked.
Oh, Jesus. I don't see them anywhere. Dude, I think this is great. Seeing them bring in the arcades and sending them to free play. Oh, this is old school. This part I love. What extra wide body Mario Brothers?
So is that the one that they picked up the other day to play Choice?
No, that wasn't. Matt has got that back at home. He's been working on it. Smash. Smash. I want to find them.
All I'm saying.
They have to have their ski.
Go out the front so I can use the restroom and I'll walk away from one.
Oh, come on.
I just choked down that ski and the soda.
And you now got to take a piss?
Yep.
Corey, try. We will find you and you will get your ski.
I will find you.
I will find you.
So after that nice little creepy clip right there, we did walk up front. We went towards the entrance of the place where they have a concession stand, and Swope ran to the bathroom. And sure enough, we got lucky because they were actually grabbing food.
It's kind of a tradition we do now.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You get a nice little St. Louis tradition.
What's this?
This is ski. This is actually from my side of town over in Illinois. It is a lemon and orange.
So this is like a local.
This is a local.
This is like cheer wine from my area.
Yeah.
You know cheer wine?
I've heard of it.
Oh, hot, you're missing out.
Well, here, there's 2 cans left. Now, I'm going to warn you right now, it is hot.
Oh, it's hot.
What I would do is just
I'll take
hold it, take it back to the hotel, and try it.
I'm excited.
Oh, here, let me try to help you. Up here.
Oh, wow.
There you go, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You got the last ones. Enjoy.
St. Louis tradition, huh?
It is.
They got the ski.
So sadly, that's the last clip I have of my camera. So again, not paying attention, not recording anything. But overall, after that, it was mainly just catch up with everybody, see how the con went, and started walking around, really searching for some of my purchases I really wanted. One in particular I know for sure was a console that I really wanted to get. I've borrowed one before but never kept it. A friend of mine offered to let me have it, but I did not keep it. I gave it back to him because he was moving away. And what was really funny next, another one of my favorite moments, which came from this day and throughout the whole con really, was meeting Al Rowe. And I had to get back to the registration table, and he was starting to walk up, and it was at least about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And sure enough, he spotted me over at the table while I was making sure everything was all people were still coming in, getting registered and stuff. And he came over, he actually introduced himself, and it was actually really nice. And come to find out, Al comes up, and I go, "Oh, Mr. Rowe, a pleasure to meet you, sir. I've played your work before." And he was really polite, really nice. Seemed very classy. Especially if you've played any of the Leisure Suit Larry games, and just I can see why he took that persona of himself and applied it towards the game, and he seemed just cool, just down to earth. I know I'm saying that a lot, but that's just the big shocker when you get to the cons, when you see these people in real life and you see them in person, they're super nice. And what's funny is I gave him my card, and I have a business card that has my new logo, and it has all my information on the back. And he was looking at my card, and sure enough, he looks, and on my card, if you see it, it says Metro East of St. Louis, because I consider myself from St. Louis, but really I'm from Belleville, and still it's part of the Metro East, which the Metro East is part of the St. Louis region. And sure enough, he looked at me after seeing it. He goes, Metro East of St. Louis. You don't mean East St. Louis, do you? And sure enough, if it's kind of a bad thing to say, but yeah, East St. Louis is not a place you want to go to, especially at night. Even though I even work at Soje, which is like right next to it, it gets a little dangerous out there in that area. There's a lot of crime and violence that happens down there. And it's sad to see that happen. But I said, no. I'm from Belleville, and it's a town that's just southeast of there. I was explaining it. So it's southeast of here, about an hour away. And sure enough, come to find out, I never knew this. Al is actually from Chesterfield, which is also from the St. Louis area. I was like, no way, really? And he started asking me, so he goes, yeah, I've been to Belleville. I've been over to Scott Air Force Base and all that. Because he started explaining, he goes, now, he was a draft dodger, which, I understandably at the time for Vietnam era, he got out of it with joining a band, and he was all good. And sure enough, that was good for him. And from there, it saved him. And if it wasn't, he said, if it wasn't for that, I don't know if I would have been here. And, I told him, I said, you know what? I don't care about the past if you think it's wrong. I told him, I said, I respect my troops, and I'm not saying I'm it was dishonorable to do that. I understand completely why. And that's a whole different story, political, all that. I'm not going to get into it. But I did give him some advice. I did tell him one of my favorite things I give for advice, which, funny enough, I said, you bring that up, and I got no problem with it. Really, I see life, and from the very big famous quotes of Rodney Dangerfield, at both the same time we said it. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. And we just started laughing so hard. And shook his hand again, and actually, if you see here, I actually got a photo with him. And meeting Al was a privilege. I say not only a privilege, it was an honor. Seeing one of the games that I've played in the past, seeing the creator of it. This is one of the only few people I've gotten to meet who has created a game. And you can see we were both having a good time. And I think what was great, too, is I shook his hand again one more time, and he goes, you know what? You seem pretty cool to me. I'm on Twitter. And he goes, I got your card. I'll keep an eye out for you. And it was great. It was great to actually talk to him. So I continued sitting there doing registration, and me and Swope would alternate back and forth, or one of my St. Louis retro guys, if it was Chad or Martin or PJ, they would come over and say, hey guys, I'll relieve you, don't worry, go ahead and go do what you need to do. I didn't catch a lot of the panels on the first day, so I continued working around the area, and sure enough, about right after I talked to Al, Caston called ZeroShift, and he gave me a call that he was going to be working that day, and unfortunately his car crapped out. So given that this convention was going on, it didn't dawn on him it was going on. It was last minute. He already let his wife, who we are the lovely Beth, who we call Stream Mom, Geigus Bound. She actually was at work, so she had the nice car. So he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to find a way to get up there. I'm going to just get an Uber or a Lyft and bite the bullet, because I have to be there. I so have to be there. And I said, do it, man. I'll get you in here. No problem. Don't worry about getting a ticket, because I knew Caston would be more than welcome to help us out. And so I went downstairs, and I saw Chad. I said, hey, Chad, Caston's on his way up here. He's willing to help out a little bit just in case. And so he said he had to get a lift to get here. And he goes, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, dude. He said, just get him in here. And he gave me approval for a pass, which, Chad, thank you. So he showed up. Caston showed up about an hour later. And he had an awesome moment of, he got in there, we gave him a pass, and sure enough, I was like, there's the limited run, guys. And he's like, oh, he goes, ooh, I got to go check that out. And sure enough, I was like, well, there's your idols right there. There's Korry and Try. And he's like, was like, come on, I'll introduce you to them. So I walked over and say, hey, Corey, Trey, hey, what's going on, guys? How's the con going? They're like, well, we're having a good time, man. I said, well, let me introduce you. I already told them about Caston not showing up because we weren't too sure if he was going to show up with his car situation, but I figured I said, I guarantee you he would have loved it being here. But sure enough, they were excited to see him because they've talked to him too. And given how much Caston has dedicated into perfecting video quality, which I hate to admit it, it's rubbed off on me too, so we're kind of video snobs. But given how much we both enjoy their channel, I've actually have told them in person, Corey and Try, that My Life in Gaming to me is not only a great YouTube channel, I consider it a very good educational channel. And I really emphasize on that. It's educational. More so that not only are we seeing, reviews and such, but we're actually seeing ways of actually improving the quality of our video and getting it to the best specs we can. If it wasn't for these guys, not only them, but the community opening up and actually Corey and Try taking the time and putting everything together and showing everyone how to do this, we wouldn't have high quality video capture. Especially, I wouldn't have actually decent capture quality if it wasn't for them. So to me, Corey and Try, even if you guys are watching this, thank you so much. So it was a moment for Caston. He got to meet some of his idols. And I mean, he's so ecstatic. So I let him be, and I walked back, and Swope was back at the table. We waited for about another hour or so, and so we started to walk around the con again. I made some more purchases, and finally found the item I was looking for. And I got it for a hell of a deal. But again, saving that for the end. There'll be a nice video here. I'll show you all my stuff, and we just went around and had a good time, laughing at things and such. There was a Twitch stream at the time too that was going on, and there was an issue which I'm really glad we got Caston a pass because you couldn't go into certain areas unless you had a pass, and there were some issues where we had some people trying to sneak into certain areas. But luckily enough, we had security there that were around from the family arena, and all we had to do is, as long as we had our pass on us, we just lift our tags up and show that we had a pass. We could walk anywhere in the building. So if we needed a minute to get a breather, we can go to second floor and walk around the area a little bit. But with the Twitch situation, they were trying to get a PS4 streaming, and it had the HDCP enabled, and I didn't know about this. I didn't know that HDCP doesn't work correctly with the Elgato Game Capture HD. So luckily enough, we were able to get things going, and Caston knew exactly what to do. So he fixed it immediately, no problem. And Jason was actually thankful. Jason's like, "Oh my God, thank you!" And word got back to Silver Fox, which hello Silver Fox, if you're watching this, dear. Another big YouTuber, actually a big Twitch streamer here from the area. We were able to fix that issue for them. But after all that, I mean, I didn't get to go see Kelsey's panel because it was packed. I heard her panel was great. She was talking about her store, Pink Gorilla, how to actually bring up your own personal game store. And hopefully, I was told it was recorded. So luckily, one of the really good guys who does a lot of high quality recording, Megamat, was there. So if that video ever comes up, I'll try to add that in the description, or it may pop up if you already watched if you watch Kelsey's if you watch her channel. But we really we were just so tired. Honestly, I was getting tired. So I was like, you know what? Let's go outside and have a smoke break. And so really, I was like, you know what? Let's not sit down here. We got the truck. I got the truck. And sure enough, Caston's never seen the truck. He goes, dude, this is a sweet little truck. So we just sat out there for about an hour or so, just chilling out. We haven't hung out in a while, and it was one of the moments I enjoyed. And there's a picture here of us just chilling there. We were talking about games and such, and we were talking about Final Fantasy 14 and all that. But I think the best part was at the end of it all, people were starting to come out, and we were able to get photos with Riggs and Reggie. And you can see the photos here. They're pretty funny. especially like Swopes because he's so short. Man, I mean, I still remember when we started at the whole thing, the con. It was really funny to see Riggs at start. He goes, "Hey man, you know, we're from the Northwest. We're giants. We grow them tall over there." And he ain't lying. And this is actually like my size comparison here. You can actually see here's a photo of me with Riggs and Reggie. These guys are beasts. They're huge. And either way, we thought there was going to be an after party, which technically everybody was just tired and hungry. Everybody was so pumped up and ready for the convention, and it's just everybody went through the convention, and now it's like, oh, okay, we need to recharge. We need to get some rest. And sure enough, it was nice because given that this is a 2-day event, we were all able to go home and get some sleep. I know for sure those guys last night, Swope actually stayed in a hotel over there, which was nice for him. And I actually grabbed Cass. It's like, you're not paying for another ride home. You just roll with me. Come on, man. I'm not letting you do that, bro. And I took him home. It was nice. I caught up with most of my St. Louis Retro crew, and they're like, hey, let us know when you get home. And I said, yeah, I'll let you guys know when I get back to Belleville, or I call Bell Vegas. And sure enough, there is a funny thing to say. I did get home, and I grabbed some Hardee's on the way home. And I think the funny thing I could say is I messaged him while I was waiting in line in the drive-thru, and I go, "Hey guys, made it back to Bell Vegas. Got some Hardee's nuts." Yeah, it's getting a whole bunch of thumbs up and laughs. And I was told that everybody was laughing at the table because they went to the Ameristars in St. Charles, Missouri, which is just up the road from the St. Charles Family Arena, and they have a buffet there, which actually I hear is really good. And they all went to the buffet, and they just chowed for like a couple of hours. Some of them went to the casino for a little bit, and then pretty much everybody went out for the night. So I got home, checked out my new stuff that I bought, and checked on some couple things, and was up for a little bit, and went to bed. So now fast forward to today. Woke up at about 9 o'clock, and this today was more so finding some more stuff if I could, catch a couple panels, and I got to take my lovely friend Rebecca, and Rebecca's a sweetheart. I really enjoy her company. Oh, there's that tone. I'm actually getting very sentimental at this point. Hint, hint. No, I'm not going to say anything else. So Rebecca joined me, and she caught up with me here at the house, and we went over to the convention, and it was cute. And here's a photo here. We helped out more with registration. I was able to get her a pass because I told the guys that she'd be helping us out, and they really at this point they didn't mind. So we got her a pass, and here we are. We're being dorks, and you can tell that she's actually dressed up in cosplay. She dressed as Ness from Earthbound, and as sweet as she can be. I mean, what's great about Rebecca here is that she's usually in my streams too. She's White Mage, and she's actually a hardcore gamer like us, and not hardcore gamer like modern games. She's a big retro gamer like us, and really, I was glad to bring her along to come to this convention, and she told me she had a great time. So with day 2, we were able to catch Darren's panel. Darren's the gentleman who is making a documentary. Hang on a second here. Let me grab this. He's making a documentary about our gaming culture. The bits of yesterday, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, we got to see 35 minutes of the documentary that he's made. Reggie's actually in it, and either way, it's all these guys in this story. Well, it's technically not a story because of this documentary, but it's about our culture. It's about game collecting, and he did this by himself, and it's a one-man project. And from what we saw, it looks great. And it's coming out on Blu-ray, DVD. It's going to be streaming online, and also he's having a very limited run of himself with this movie, this documentary. He's got he showed us the mock-up. It's actually, he's going to have 22 copies of the VHS, and he says already half of them have been vouched. They've already been paid for. And it's funny as that sounds, he showed us the VHS cover of it, and it looks so 80s, and I fell in love with it. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so freaking cool. So we got to catch his panel, and then afterwards, pretty much the whole rest of the convention was walking around and catching up with everybody and getting some more photos in. So we caught up, and I had some things, because the whole time this is going on, and when I got home yesterday, and I was home this morning, and there were tweets going around. I was catching up with Riggs, Reggie, and Kelsey, and all them, and Korry and Try, messaging them on Twitter. And I was putting pictures up, and we're all talking. I still needed to get a picture with Kelsey, and also a picture with Korry and Try. But I was lucky to get those, and really, I mean, you can see them here. I'll be posting their photos here in this video. I did catch most of Riggs, Kelsey, and Reggie's panel that they had all together at the same time. They talked about how they all met, and how they met Metal Jesus Rocks Jason. And, we got some interesting questions that were said in that panel, one question was asked, what is your favorite modern game? And I think what was really funny is Riggs is like, so hey, who's getting that Sonic Mania? And speaking of which, Sonic Mania comes out tomorrow, if I remember correctly. Let me check the date here. Today is, it'll be coming out on the 15th on Tuesday. And I was like, woo! And then he goes, well, I feel bad for anybody who's got PC. And we're like, well, all of us in the panel were like, oh yeah, that kind of sucks. If you haven't seen the news, that Sonic Mania PC has been pushed back to the 29th of August, which kind of sucks. Sorry, Cherry Boomer. I know Cherry Boomer is going to be watching this, another one of my Twitch streamers, one of my Twitch friends, actually a personal friend of mine that she watches all the time. Hi, Cherry. Hi, sweetheart. But I got through that, but I looked down and I noticed that Korry and Try got out of the streaming. I didn't get to catch their panel. I heard their panel was really good too, but I needed to get a photo with them. And sure enough, we got probably about 3/4 of the panel, and I looked at Becca, and we were like, yeah, we need to get down there and go see Korry and Try before they leave. So we snuck out, didn't interrupt anything, and got downstairs, and we were able to catch Korry and Try in time. They were getting they were going through the final laps, and with at that time Caston and Beth were there. So ZeroShift and Geigus Bound were there. They joined us, and we were all looking around the con again for any more purchases. Overall, like my first day was my purchases were, including my sales. I did take a big box of stuff for sale, and 79 TA Kid, aka AA Ron, I know you're watching this video, buddy. Thanks for buying all the good stuff out. I will say one thing I did get. You'll see it here later with my purchase video, or my finds video part here. That I did get a Missouri Game Convention shirt. I actually had a spare copy of Resident Evil Director's Cut that I traded for it. Zach over from Game Trader 2 actually allowed it. He goes, what size shirt do you want? I kind of want that Director's Cut. It's in pretty good shape. And I said, how about, I was like, how about you got an X3 or an X2 just in case? I got an X2 right here. Go for it. So he just gave me a Missouri GameCon shirt right there, which was awesome of him to do that. So thanks, Zach. And so we caught up at Korry and Try, and we checked with them. They weren't leaving yet, so we started walking the con a little bit. And by about 4:35 o'clock, the con was starting to die out. We noticed another one of my members, James, who, if you didn't hear at this convention, there was a Nintendo World Championship cartridge here. It's the famous one that's got Mario written on it. It's been all over a whole bunch of news articles, gaming articles, and such. And he had it on him. And here's a funny thing. This is another one of my favorite moments. When you have a cartridge this expensive, you got to keep it on you no matter what. And what he did is he actually had a way of carrying it. He actually had it on a lanyard, and he was carrying it the whole time. And mind you, this sucker was going for $20,000, and nobody bought it, but he did have a whole bunch of his big titles go for sale, and the guy came in and bought a couple of them. I guarantee he dropped a couple grand to get them. And it's great to see James be able to do that and see sales go for one of our members. Either way, the con was winding down, and we caught up with everyone. So here's you're starting to probably see some photos here. So you may see Coury and Try. I got a picture with Kelsey. I'm gonna also include some photos here with Swope, and if I could find them, but also Caston with his photo of with Coury and Try as well. And I think here's a funny clip here. I'm gonna have a funny clip here you guys can watch real quick. So Caston got a photo with Coury and Try, and he had a favor to ask. He wanted an autograph, and sure enough, Caston brought his personal frame meister to have autographed. Check this out.
Will not leave my possession.
Last year I thought I did really good. I'll see you around.
Gotta prepare.
Look how full my backpack is. I got my headphones.
I was gonna say, Jesus, I just looked at your backpacks.
Is that all stuff you bought?
Well, not all, but I mean, I think there's not a lot of room, not a lot of wiggle room in here.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. You guys are famous.
So if you saw the video right there, and if you saw the picture just before it with Coury and Try and Caston, he was actually, that's the photo afterwards. He actually got it autographed by them. And there was another photo I forgot to put up. I'll actually put it up here. This is Adam Koralik, formerly he's known as the Dreamcast Guru. Very chill dude. I've talked about him earlier here in the video, and sure enough, he had given me some advice. I actually I didn't get to catch his panel because it was him and Terry. And but it was nice enough to catch him later down on the con floor. I had a question about getting HDMI working with a VGA input with the Dreamcast, and he gave me a whole bunch of advice. So, Adam, thank you so much for the info, dude. I will be definitely looking into the advice you gave me. The Akuma HDMI box that you can get for the Dreamcast, because I do plan on doing a Dreamcast month, hint, for the stream. And other than that, here's pretty much one of the best photos I have here of I've got a photo here with Coury and Try, which was great to get. I mean, seriously, it was again great to see these guys in person. They were actually glad they came out. They thanked me for giving them the advice to come out here. And definitely, they said they'll try to come again if there's another. But there's one more photo here. This is my last one of this video. And that's actually the group of, it's Kelsey, Riggs, Reggie, with me, but if you could actually see real closely, you could see Koralik is kind of peeking in the background. He's photobombing me. There's actually, if you saw a little while ago, you saw my photo with Kelsey, that Koralik, you could see him in the corner. He likes to photobomb, and dude's funny as fuck. I'm just gonna say that, but he's really down. He's dope as hell. Very, very informational. He's got enough info. He's up there with Coury and Try. If you need anything that you need to know about the Dreamcast, he knows everything. But I think this photo here with the Metal Jesus Rocks group, which hopefully maybe Jason you come by next year, buddy. If there is a next year for another con, this would be great to have him there, and the rest of the crew too. But overall, I had a fantastic time today at Missouri GameCon. Well, excuse me. Mind you, I'm recording this at like 1:30 at night. I haven't gotten some sleep yet. I had a fantastic time. And overall, the Missouri Game Convention 2017, or MoGameCon 2, was great. And I'm really hoping that we'll have a third. And I'll be more than welcome to help out with the committee. And more so that next year I'll have a little more money to spend. I was kind of limited again this year on purchases. I did find a lot of good stuff this year. I've kind of decided, while making this video, I'm gonna save for my finds video on another video I'm gonna make here, probably in the next day or so, and put it all together and show you guys what I got. And I'll say this: I probably spent about $170 at the con total, but I did a pretty damn good job on finding some good stuff. So, I'm surprised if you're watching this here. Thank you, whoever you are watching this video here on YouTube. If you're any of my members from St. Louis Retro Gamers, thank you so much. A personal, deep in my heart, thank you. Personally, for me, I have lost one club that I used to be in all the time because of personal dispute, but now since I have these guys, I'm not letting go. You guys are my friends, and I've only known you guys for 2 or 3 years or so, and we've all clicked, we've all worked together, and this is a club I definitely enjoy hanging around with and going all around St. Louis and helping out. And especially I personally want to thank Reggie, Riggs, Kelsey, Adam, Terry, Billy, who else? There was another person I didn't get to thank, and I actually got a purchase from him. Brody, if you're watching this, buddy, thanks, dude. Thanks for my nice purchase I wanted. Couple of the vendors who I purchased from, thank you. Actually, all vendors, thank you for coming out as well, and especially everyone who came out to the con. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't happen. So, everyone, thank you so much. Korry, Try. I'm trying to think of everybody on top of my head, but it's so late at night and I can't remember. And again, you who's watching. But other than that, yeah. So hang tight. There'll be a part 2 of this with all my finds for Missouri Game Convention 2, with all my purchases. I'm going to shoot it with my camera and do some recording here as well. And until then, my good friends, stay fresh, stay clean. Small reminder, my surgery for gallbladder removal is this Thursday, so there's possibly no streaming. Don't hold your breath on it. But other than that, Missouri GameCon 2, the Wrath of Khan has come and gone. And now I'm kind of curious, if we have a Missouri GameCon 3, what would be its title? Missouri GameCon 3 Attack of the Pixels? I don't know. Either way. Again, thank you everyone for stopping by and watching the video. I know this is a bit lengthy. So everyone have a good night. And that's about it. Adios.